Okay, last video. Hopefully it won't be too long. But basically, I left you last time reflecting on the idea of if if everything is stripped away, all of a sudden I haven't got the relationships that I used to have. I'm not appreciated, not well liked. My skills are gone for whatever reason. I've lost all my prospect, my house, my career, my income, my education is rendered useless. Then, do I have value? Do I still have value? That's a tough question. And when I pose it to my students, a lot of them will be like, yes. And then when you ask them, why? The response will be something along the lines of, because I am. Because I am. What does that mean? And initially, that might come across as sort of haphazard or flippant or too simple or too complicated or too abstract. But when you really think about it, because I am actually says something. It says that I am created. Something brought me here. And that's a profound statement because that tells me that something took the time. Something saw that it would be of benefit. And maybe, and like so often, we don't even understand why certain things happen, or we don't appreciate the things that come into our lives and don't understand the fullness of the value of a moment. Like when Jen came into our family, we would look at that situation and be like, why would God do this to us? Why would he burden us with such heartache? Why would this be, why is it so tough, you know? My mom had Jen, and then that's followed by 6 boys and a girl at the end. So there's 8 of us in total. And so that's a tough situation for a woman to kind of cope. My mom is a strong woman. She's a great leader and has been an excellent example for my family. And the love which Jen sort of coached us through in her silence and in her, we'll call it suffering, has affected us greatly. It's impressive. It's impressive the perspective that Jen has offered us and our family. And so yeah, so in the movie Awakenings, very similarly, right? Leonard's character affects Robin Williams, the Dr. McLaren, him greatly, and pushes him to bring these people back and to search and to develop this new medication. It's an impressive feat. And so often we don't appreciate how these small pieces of suffering or these lives which might seem mundane to us or abstract or marginalized or pushed to the edge affect us greatly. Now, on the vice versa, if you go and you say I am just because I'm a process of evolution or I'm a random being in this huge chain of existence with no beginning and no end and no creator in it, and I'm not saying I don't believe in evolution, okay? As a Catholic, I can we have no beef with evolution. I'm totally all right with it. We just, as Catholics, believe that there's a divine hand that sort of guides the process to make it look really good so that it comes to this beauty which is now. And that there's a plan in the end. We believe that as Catholics, okay? So evolution, I'm all right with it. But if it's only evolution and there is no divine hand in it, and I am just a process, just a step from which the next generation can climb on top of, so that eventually we get to this useless goal because there's no point to it. It just is. Well, then I'm just a process for everything that surrounds me. I'm just a device that could be used for the intentions of whoever around me. And certain people acknowledge this and kind of used it very much to their benefit in the past. Like Hitler. Hitler totally saw that. He was like, yeah, the Jews are lesser than us. We can use the Jews for our benefit. We'll have them produce our weapons. We'll have them work in our sweatshops and whatnot because they are vermin. They are lesser than. And that's what happens to the value of an individual when you decide that it's arbitrary, that I can decide what makes someone valuable because they're skilled, because they're smart, because they can contribute, because they can participate, because they've got stuff. When that's what determines the value of an individual, we can use them for that because they are just a process in a chain. But if I am because I am created, then there's something beyond me, beyond this, an artist in the greater scope of things that looks at me and goes, I need Daryl here. I need Briggs here. He's going to contribute to this mosaic of life in some beautiful way, and I need that. And we might not be able to appreciate it, but it is. Thank God it is. Because if it was just arbitrary, if it was just process, life would be tough. I mean, my sister would be really without value. And so many of us could look at our lives and just say, what's the point? That's bleak. That's what JP2 calls a culture of death. A culture without God is a bleak culture of process. We are just grains of sand in a long chain of beads of sand. I don't know. So Awakenings kind of draws us to mind for me, and that's my thought on it. In the end, we have value because we are created, because God loves us. Well, I know that can come across as so hokey and tacky and stuff like that, but really, the mystery of God's love for us is so vast that you can just reflect on it forever. And the only thing that, well, not the only thing, but one of the things that really helps me to kind of put that into perspective is when I look around me and I see the beauty of the world, I see the beauty of creation, especially up here in the Yukon. Like, the mountains are gorgeous, and the wildlife's phenomenal, and the space is beautiful. And when I look at that, I'm like, wow, he made that, and he made me. Interesting. When I think about the love that I have for my wife, and the love that my wife hopefully has for me, which, yes, she does. Who doesn't love this? That love is so profound and so beautiful. And when I think of a creator who fabricated this love, that's impressive. That's a complicated thing. And he put me in this place to participate in this complicated thing. It's great. So anyways, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop now. I miss you guys. I miss SGSH. I hope all is going well in North Bay. Briggs, miss you, buddy. Looking forward to your visit, and I can't wait to get home at the end of this year. And if you guys put in a good word for me, let Miss Pekarsky know that Mr. Sheppard wants to come back. I'll even clean up the beard and look respectable if I get a job back home. Anyways, I'm hoping to see you guys next year. Hopefully in the near future we'll meet, and you can say, hey, Mr. Sheppard, you taught our grade 10 class last year, remember? For that very brief moment. Anyways, you have value. We have value. We're loved. We're created. And blessings on everybody. And we'll see you. Take care. Cheers, guys.